Okay, here I'm going to show you how to create a packing slip and an invoice in QuickBooks using a sales order number, Sonic sales order number. First thing you probably want to do to find all your information is come into Access, which is almost always open. Just come in here, and the order I'm dealing with is right here, this 946 CA Cafe. It's highlighted green because it's marked ready to ship. So a couple important things: sales order, customer, PO, bottle type, and the quantity they ordered. You can see that we haven't shipped anything yet. So the number we really need right here, sales order 946. So I'm going to open up QuickBooks, sales orders. Find, it's a little slow, so don't get too big of a hurry. 946. Come up here, create invoice. Everything on this screen should pretty much stay as is. Click OK there. Now as well, you have to start modifying a few things once it gets to the invoice screen. The date, you always put it a day ahead of the invoice. You always put a day ahead of the actual ship date. So if today's the 18th, you can come in here and go 19. This is way off, which it usually is, so we just put in the right date there. This is the carrier, so if it's going FedEx or UIS or whatever, try to find it in here. If you don't find the correct name, it's not the end of the world, but we like to kind of keep that in line. So I know this one's going Echo, so I'm going to put that. It's leaving our docs. We're going to put origin here, which is what we almost always put. Bill of lading number matches the invoice or the packing slip number, so we're going to make that match. The rest of this should be pretty good. You could double check your ship address, your ship to address, in Access or an e-file if you wanted to double check that. It's a really good idea. There's a note here. You can read this, but I usually don't print the note on there. It's saying that it needed to be ready to ship by this date or whatever the note is. Kind of read that, but for this one it's not important, so we're just going to get rid of it. Then you have your bottle code, your line. It's got your price and your pallets here. Best thing to do is kind of open your calculator here. QuickBooks will calculate this for you, but I like to kind of do it separately as well. So I know that we're going to ship 26 pallets because that's how many fit on a truck. And I know that there's 1,584 bottles on one pallet. So I'm going to multiply those to get our actual number of bottles that's going to be shipping on this load. You could just copy this and come over here and kind of delete that, put that in there. Sometimes a good idea to check the price against e-file, but really you shouldn't have to. It should be correct. And then, like I said before, a full truck is 26 pallets, so we're going to put that right there. That's pretty much it for the invoice. So you can come up here and print. Just click yes to save it. It'll bring up your little print screen. I just need one copy of the invoice. That's for us. Make sure you have the proper printer selected, whatever that may be. Print that. It takes a second. It's kind of slow. I'll let it kind of print. Maybe wait for it to print out. Give it just a second. And then once it's doing that, you can come here, drop down, and you just want to go to Sonic Plastics packing slip. Let that load up, and really the only thing you should be changing here would be changing your date to the same as the ship date. And then just click off. It'll give you the rest of the date. So those two should match. So this is the date the packing slip was made, and there, like I said previously, the invoice is always dated 1 day ahead of the ship date or the packing slip date. So these should all be the same. Everything there, the packing slip won't show a price. This is kind of just for the shipping guys to know what they have received. The invoice will go out at a later date. On this one, you need to print 2 copies. Save it. One for Sonic and one for the customer. So 2, print. Once those are printed, you're pretty much done with doing the packing slip and invoice. So there you go.